Greetings, traveler.
Yeah, so Matsuri famously at least streams without a tracker. So he also just keeps track of his games there at the top. All right, looks like he's gonna go with the Phelan. So in Oathstone, you can build some really crazy stuff because Time Warp minions are in the tavern. This is not as crazy as buddies are in the tavern because I feel like buddies always just go full crazy. So we got Ring Bearer, but he is looking at the types that are in. So we have Undead and Naga for sure. All right, Ring Bearer. So Undead, Naga, Quill, Ellie, Murloc. Goes for the spell power here. Yeah, I kind of like that as a setup. You got the Ring Bearer in the hand. Naga's definitely do some spell power stuff on the way. The chat is BG player. Yeah, he's definitely in the running for that. All right, so should very likely just be level. I think he goes for health. I've seen most people go health, but let's see what his personal preference is. If he's a damage spell powerer or a health spell powerer. Here we go. What's it gonna be? Health. Okay, yeah. Yeah, it seems like most people take that in the beginning. Okay, so gets the tie. We very, very likely want to go tier 4 on turn 5 because we get a great unit. 4 on 4 doesn't work because we don't have the money. And even if we did have the money, the Naga only generates economy if it has a different unit it can play off, right? So you have to be able to cast Chef's Choice. He's considering whether he wants the 2-1 to protect his Chef's Choice guy later. It's kind of a sad one. Yeah, he's looking at 3 on 3. Could also double buy the ballers. It's kind of a sad one for sure. You could also take the arrow and roll because you do have spell power, but no, he's gonna decide against it. This is worse for 4 on 5 because 4 on 5 you would prefer to buy on tier 2, then level to 3, then level to 4. Now he can buy on tier 3 and then his curve is a bit weird. Now luckily he does get a good unit, right? We do love that Murloc. Oh wow. What? Okay, so maybe he really wants to get a Naga trinket? I guess he just needs a Naga for tempo, right? Yeah, wow. Usually that Murloc is the pick, right? Because it's economy, it also generates spells, he already has spell power. However, he really values his health, and he already has spell power for this 2-1 Death Rattle Naga. So if he does have a Naga next to it, he's going to gain significantly more tempo, and it is going to make a difference. Not here though. Here he would have won, but he cannot really know that the Omu will only have one drop on the board. Yeah, this is very good. This way he gets the level and buy a card, so the money was perfect. Oh, we're buffing that. Yeah, he's thinking he needs to keep a Naga alive, but he has that yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He has the 2-1 to buff the minion in the back. Because it's no use for your Chef's Choice Naga to survive. Oh, Twitch is like, what? Are you fast forwarding? I can't handle that. So what I was gonna say, it's no use for your Chef's Choice Naga to survive if you don't have another Naga to be the target of the Chef's Choice. Looks like it's not gonna be a problem here though. What MMR is he? 15,258. It's in the top left. That's the cool thing, right? Of when we review outside of just the English-speaking category. You realize, oh man, there's some insane players in China. There's some insane players in Japan. I do want to try review some Chinese players at some point, but there is an additional hurdle in that they don't generally stream on Twitch. They stream on Hoya, and the quality on Hoya is worse if you don't have an account there, and then it's tougher to get an account there. So I'll work that out. It's also, I need to like reach them somehow to say like, hey, is it okay if I review your games? All right, so we made it to tier 4 finally. He is gonna pick up the extra spellcraft. He's considering selling for the scope because the rest of the shop is bad, which I think is fair. And then he keeps the spellcraft. I guess another 2-1 or economy, honestly. That's kind of weird, trading Shell Collector for Shell Collector. Yeah, it's so weird. So I guess he didn't really lose gold. He just has an extra coin he can cycle now. Yeah, I think it's 4-4. So his lesser trinket gives him 4-4 spell power after he casts 10 spells. And you cast spells quite quickly. It's also because he has a guaranteed payoff for that spell power in the hand already. You thought it wasn't good? Well, it's all situational. It's all situational. Is it is it good to have +4 for spell power if you know you are going to get a ring bearer on your board the second you level to 6? Suddenly it is way better, right? So that's the beauty of Battlegrounds. It's all relative. So we're definitely coining. Are we? I guess we are getting rid of the 1/1 because we are completing our quest for our trinkets, guaranteed. Yeah. So 6-drop. There's a lot of cool stuff here. We didn't find it. Feels like the Murloc. Well, the middle one. There is a chef's choice here. Kind of want it. It's basically 2 chefs. Oh, he's gonna freeze it. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. You can do that next turn. All right. So as he casts now, he will get spell power online, and then with that spell power, Tide Caller or whatever it's called, the 2/1 will be stronger. And then next turn, he pretty much guarantee levels because leveling is stronger than not leveling. That's rare that that's the case, but in this meta, we've seen that a few times. There is a trinket that gives you 15 gold when you level. So when you can level to 6, you just level to 6 because you will have more money than if you didn't level. So it's actually like the tempo play to level to 6. And here, because he is Phelan, he gets a really good 6-drop with his spell power. So it's more tempo to level to 6 than it is not to. But yeah, I really like the freeze because he knows he's leveling. So getting the Chef's Choice for your Magic Fin is great. It is a bit of a weird one. He could buy the Chef's Choice and play the minion with Chef's Choice on 5, then sell the Magic Fin to level. That's also an option. It's a bit of a puzzle here, right? What does he want to sell? He also has this minion in the hand he could sell. Not the dragon. I want a Chef's Choice. Yeah. Okay, he's keeping his Venom. Yeah, it's a tough one. Yeah, there we go. Because now he has more chance of finding good minions now that he's on 6. Chef's Choice can only find minions from your... Okie dokie. We just got a little bit stronger. Man, there's Duo. I think he's so strong you just jam Duo, right? Holy OFC. Holy FC, if you will. All right, let's jump into the fight. Hello there, opponent. How are you doing? Let me buff my board a little bit. Oh, and he gets more Chef's Choices too, and it triples, and he hits spell power too. This is actually... I understand it now when people say streamer client. It's hard to imagine it's not, right? It's not, but still, you know, I can see how the allegations happen. This looks like it's rigged, but I think it's just a skill difference. Oh my god, bro. Jesus. Can you get the 15 gold trinket if you're already on 6? Yes, and then it does nothing. Jeeve tried it. Faceless? You have a golden emergent. You can make double golden emergent right away. Although you could just hold the faceless because you're strong. The spell power trinket I don't like. He's not casting spells from hand. The ribbon I don't think I like either, yeah. So we're just gonna go with the faceless. And then he has the option to pull the trigger on that whenever he wants to. Queen's Guard, of course, of course. So he's in the perfect spot to play Duo because he's so strong. Oh, Reborn for the Queen's Guard? That makes sense. I would be shocked if we're not going to pick up Duo, simply because he's not losing for a very long time. And Duo is the perfect card when you're winning, because it allows you to then really close the game out and make it sort of like impossible to lose from that spot. He just hit in everything. He is Drakari for the Duo. Yeah, buddy. Another ring guy. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, he has the... so he plays the spell power first, because he wants to play the Reborn, and then he wants to play the Queen's Guard, so that the Queen's Guard gets reborned. And then he can just sell out of the reborn unit. I don't think he needs to keep that, right? We definitely have to play Duo this turn. You don't have to put Drakari down just yet. Jesus, this is such an unethical board. He can copy the golden ring guy. Oh, Jesus. I think you sell the reborn, you freeze, and just play the Duo. I don't think you have to go crazy this turn. Yeah, I don't think we're losing. Definitely want to put the Duo down, though, because otherwise we're going to have to wait an extra turn, and it makes no sense. Okay, cool. I'll get the buff. You can keep it to Reborn the Ring Bearer. Shout out, question mark, question mark, question mark. As in shout out Matsuri. We usually do that at the end of the review. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, there'll be a link to his channel, the game, in the description, right? And again, all these people, everyone that I review, they've all said that they are happy for their games to be reviewed, right? Here we go. So we got the duo triggering now with Drakari. Oh, he's looking at Ghoul. Is this suddenly a different comp now? Now I think you want Titus, right? Because Ghoul, every time you have Ghoul, it's just broken. And Undead are in, so he could reborn it. Finally get rid of that taunt. Yeah, Ghoul is disgusting. Because the reason why Ghoul is so good is it's a death rattle that triggers another death rattle. So you might think, well, that basically just copies any death rattle. You now have 2 of them, but that's not how it works. If you have a Golden Titus on the board, the death rattle is ×3. That means if the Ghoul is next to the Queensguard, you don't get ×3 on the Queensguard death rattle, you get ×9. And then if the Ghoul is golden, it's double, or is it both? I think it's both, right? So golden doesn't double it again, I think. But still, ×9 is disgusting, right? It's significantly better to have Ghoul. Actually, with a Golden Titus, it's 3 times better to have Ghoul than a copy of your death rattle. It's like 3 extra death rattles for only 1 board slot. That's why Ghoul, it's so strong, and you should probably play it when you have the chance to do it in this anomaly. Ghoul doesn't copy Ghoul? No, I don't think so. He's gonna make Golden Queensguard for the Ghoul. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. That makes a ton of sense. All right, so just making some hand space. That's fair. We're not selling anything up. Well, I guess you could sell the Chef's Choice guy, but sure. So he's holding his Ghoul this turn because he's still super duper strong. Like, you could technically lose the Undead, I guess, but we're buffing so much. Not a ring guy. I would be having trouble deciding what my board is gonna look like at this point. Like, am I keeping that duo and that Drakari for another round? Is that too much? What am I going to faceless? I'm probably gonna want the Titus for this Queensguard Ghoul play. Am I gonna keep the shiny ring guy? Like, what does my board actually look like? There's no Rylak and there's no Macaw, so you can probably keep the shiny ring guy. I think in a lobby where you have Rylak and Macaw, you actually toss your shiny ring guy because it's not as good as going full Queensguard. All right, so Golden Queensguard with Ghoul. So at the moment, it's double Golden Queensguard because he doesn't have Titus yet, right? Also, something to notice is that he kept the Chef's Choice guy for a very long time. These are just your Time Warp Nagas. I can't remember exactly what they do, but yeah. Ooh, wait. That's a way to farm spell power. Now, oh my god, dude, my brain is being pulled in so many different directions now, because now you could say, if I take the Bran and the spell power Murloc, that Time Warp Murloc, every time you play 3 Murlocs, you get 1/1 spell power permanently. So if you have the economy and you could play something like Primal Fin and Tad, it's actually very high spell power that you farm. And then obviously in this build, spell power is king. We'll skip the Bran though. Damn, insta punish with the Primal Fin. Are we skipping Primal Fin after buying this Murloc? That would be weird, right? Yeah, okay. I guess he looked at his board space and he said, I cannot fit a Bran. Isn't Geist and Titus way better than a Murloc? It does not add any health. He also doesn't have a Titus yet, right? Oh my god, how does this work, bro? Are we out of Drakari? We have to be out of Drakari, right? Or just sit one more turn, just freeze. Out of spell power, right? Oh no! He thought for too long. I get it though. I would be paralyzed in this spot, by the way. I'm just letting you guys know. I wouldn't have gotten here. I'd be so paralyzed by the choices. I would have a Bran in my hands and I would be like, oh, how do I play this Bran? And like, oh my god. Oh, that's right. That's how he farms Murlocs. Oh, bro, this is getting so big brain. He farms Murlocs with the Chef. Right. And then it's just like giga spell power. Okay. Jesus. But again, how is your board space gonna work, right? Because you have a duo and a Drakari that are triggering this turn. Are you just saying nope, I sell them? At least there's a ghost round. The game's going really fast, by the way. He does not have a lot of time to farm that spell power. They're back. It's funny. He doesn't even want him. He's thinking about skipping him. I don't know. It's a tough one. He still has faces in his hand. He's making golden murloc this. Jesus, man. We're about to go into the top 2. There's just so much. There's too much, chat. If you're not selling anything, you basically have to sell the Chef's Choice guy anyway, because you have no hand space for more Chef. So you have to sell out of your duo package or your Chef's Choice guy. Okay, selling out of the duo package. That's fair. He still has a duo though, right? He can still use it a little bit. Okay, spell power is being farmed. We have another golden shiny ring guy. Immortal? No, we're not. We're gaining stats in combat, right? Immortal's not so good. We still want Titus. Oh, man. Yeah, selling the Chef's Choice guy wouldn't really make sense because you wouldn't have any Murlocs. I think that's part of why this works, right? Okay, Tad for an extra Murloc, that's fair. Alright, cycle, cycle, cycle. Skipper for more. He could triple it now. Pear's in the shop. Have to throw some stuff we don't want. Cycle one more Murloc here. Just sell, go. No time. Okay. Jesus. Alright, so golden spell power Murloc. Face is still in the hand. Chef's Choice guy about to farm. Nothing's gonna get sniped here. It's a golden one with an emergent, so he gets 6 Murlocs in his hand here. Tads. 2 Tads. Wow. He's actually gonna get very good return out of this Murloc. Again, quasi impossible to navigate what he just did, right? Because you might think like, oh, I would figure it out. Like, no, you wouldn't. It's like, that's so hard, man. All the different things that he could fit on the board, like get the duo, keep that. The Chef's Choice, keep that. Now we fit in the Murloc. There's a shiny ring guy. We hold that. We have this Faces in the hand that's been sitting there since forever. All right, so spell power about to come in here. Lots and lots of spell power. Because he's getting so good. He's getting such good value out of this Chef's Choice guy. The duo's got to go now, though, right? There's no way we can still use a duo. Found a Titus. So we're actually finally going to be able to deploy this ghoul. There's a Chameleon. That's almost always worth it. Yeah, Chameleon's almost always worth it. Yeah, the game agrees. We yoink it with the lasso. There's a Queen's Guard. Okay, whatever. He's just going to like buff a little bit. Chameleon Ghoul doesn't work because the Ghoul will copy Ghoul, which does nothing, right? I think, yeah. Alright, just cycling Murlocs, that's fair. Then double golden shiny ring guy. So now it's out of the Murloc, out of the duo, out of the Chef's Choice guy, and just put everything down. We're probably copying Emergents with the Faceless, right? Yeah, so sell the Chef, sell the Murloc. Play the Titus, and what are you, Chameleon? There's Reborn, there's Reborn. So I hope he sees it. I think he does, right? Yeah, he does. It just hold Chameleon? You could play Chameleon instead of Faces. It's less commitment. No, he's not gonna do it. I think Chameleon instead of Faces is actually slightly better. Because you can move the Chameleon on the board later, based on what your opponents have. But it's like so much to do. Oh my god. Ooh, wait. How does that work with the cleave? Does he get nothing now? Is it like Rylak? At least this one procs, right? I don't know. There's a lot of triggering going on. Jesus. What? 10k. Yeah, he has so much spell power. I think his spell power is like 30-30 or something. Yeah, 32-22. 32-22. Oh, the Murloc gives +2/+1 then, I guess. So +4/+2 on the golden one? Oh my god. Yeah, the Titus does not need to be all the way in the back. Jeez, my god, bro. This entire game has been so unreal. I think he's just gonna not do anything, right? Oh, switch hero power. Buddy, I guess. Or so like, he's like, I don't spend money on buddies here. Well, then again, what buddy could you hit here? Time for Golden Titus. Well, he's got no more economy. It's really hard to hit Golden Titus without economy. Golden Titus is the only improvement, yeah. Now, the crazy thing is, while he does have 2 golden shiny ring guys, because he has Titus and Ghoul, the bulk of his buffs are coming from this Queensguard. Especially because Queensguard triggers twice on the Nagas. So the Nagas are getting unreal stats from the Queensguard. Alright, here comes the cleave. We're gonna get value first, right? Yeah. It's funny seeing such a big elemental board and being like, eh, that's not a problem. It doesn't even die now, the Queensguard. Jeez, bro. Yeah, after the Queensguard is done, it's already 6k? 7k? Yeah, it's 7k when the Queensguard is done. But the Shiny Ring guy is still putting in a lot of work. It's double golden emergent, right? You gotta give him that credit. Oh my god. GG. Unreal. What an incredible game.